Are you looking to sell your own branded private label products online? And are you having problems finding a reliable factory or supplier to make what you want to sell? Well, if so, then using a China sourcing agent can save you both time and money. And I've used a sourcing agent for my e-commerce store over at Bumblebee Linens and have found success finding factories that will produce practically anything that I want. So in this video, I break down all the trade-offs and costs with using a China sourcing agent. Now, a sourcing agent is a specialist that connects you with factories in China to produce your products. And they can also help you with packaging your products, shipping your products, quality control, and price negotiation. Now, a good sourcing agent typically lives in China and acts as your trusted advisor on the ground. They'll help you locate manufacturers that you cannot find on directories like Alibaba or global sources. They also have a strong network of trusted factories, freight forwarders, and inspection companies for your review. Now, I'll go over the pros and cons of using a China sourcing agent and whether they are worth the money. Now, how do you source from China? Well, when it comes to importing products from China, there are 6 basic steps that you must follow. You have to know exactly what you want to sell. You must identify a Chinese supplier that can manufacture your products. You must work with your supplier to create a golden sample. You must negotiate with your supplier on cost for your first bulk order. You must hire an inspector for quality control, and then you must manage the logistics for shipping stuff to your warehouse. Now, once you've found a reliable supplier, managing all of the above is relatively straightforward. But when you're first starting out, it can actually be intimidating to source your first product from China. Now, here are your options. And overall, there are 4 main ways to source private label products from China. So option number 1, you can find your own suppliers with directories and trade shows. Now, finding your own wholesale suppliers is by far the cheapest way to source your products from China. And using a directory like Alibaba or global sources, you can quickly and easily find factories to manufacture the products that you want to sell. In addition, you can use the Jungle Scout supplier database to find out which factories your competitors are using. Now, here's how it works. Every shipment that arrives to the US by sea is documented on the public record. The Jungle Scout supplier database allows you to browse these records to find suppliers for any brand. Here's a video that demonstrates how to use this tool. Now, if you're willing to travel, attending the Canton Fair is a great place to meet thousands of suppliers in person, all in the same place. Now, while finding your own suppliers is convenient and inexpensive, you have to know what you're doing. So, for example, you must learn how to approach a supplier and negotiate the lowest price. You must learn how to perform quality control and import products from China, and you must learn how to manage your own supply chain. Now, option number 2 is to hire a sourcing agent. A sourcing agent is an individual that helps you connect with reliable manufacturers, and they are responsible for pre-vetting your suppliers and finding the best factory that meets your specific needs. A sourcing agent will also negotiate on your behalf and act as a liaison with your supplier. In addition, most sourcing agents have a Rolodex of reliable freight forwarders and customs agents to manage your entire supply chain. So overall, a sourcing agent will save you time, but their service comes at a price. Now, China sourcing agents are typically paid a flat rate for their services or by taking a percentage commission based on the overall cost of your order. Option number 3, buy from a trading company. Now, a trading company is a middleman that works with many different factories across the entire supply chain to provide you with products to sell. However, you have limited customization options and you must sell what's already in their catalog. Now, buying from a trading company is a good option if you're on a budget and you can't afford the high minimum order quantities of a factory in China. Option number 4 is to use a service company. A service company is a business that specializes in helping you find a reliable supplier, negotiate costs, perform quality control, and manage freight forwarding. Now, working with a service company is similar to hiring an individual sourcing agent, except that service companies typically do not give you the contact information of your factory. In fact, most service companies keep their supplier contacts tight to their vests because their network is their main value add. Now, similar to a sourcing agent, service companies take a commission based on a percentage of the overall order cost. Now, why should you use a China sourcing agent? Well, even though you must pay a China sourcing agent a commission based on the cost of your inventory, they can save you both money and time. Now, establishing contact and building trust with a Chinese factory is not easy because most large manufacturers are not willing to work with random buyers. You must establish a relationship first. Now, a good sourcing agent already has close ties with many different factories and can find you manufacturers that would normally not give you the time of day. In addition, many top-tier suppliers cannot be found on Alibaba. And in some cases, the best suppliers online can only be accessed by a native China sourcing agent with established ties. Now, here are the main benefits of using a China sourcing agent. They can help you pre-screen factories to produce your products, negotiate prices on your behalf, communicate with factories if you don't speak Chinese, perform quality control and inspections, find low-cost freight forwarders to ship your goods, and even if you already have reliable suppliers for your business, you should periodically reach out to new factories to make sure that you're getting the best price. Now, it's also beneficial to have backup suppliers in place in case of production mishaps or product shortages. Now, how much does a China sourcing agent cost? A China sourcing agent will charge you a commission fee based on the cost of your order, and typically the percentage charge decreases as your order size increases. For example, here are the fees for Jing Sourcing, which is a sourcing company that I've used in the past. Anything below $1,000, you get charged $100. Anything that's under 10K, you get charged about 7.5%, and then anything over 30K, you get charged a 5% commission. Now, after you place your first order, all future orders must be placed with your sourcing agent, and in general, it is frowned upon to work with the factory directly and bypass your agent unless special terms are negotiated up front. In fact, most factories will not do business with you without your agent. Now, some China sourcing agents will hide the factory information from you altogether, and most service companies won't reveal the name of your factory either. Now, a 5 to 10% sourcing fee may sound significant at first, but the amount of time and headache a sourcing agent can save you can be well worth the money. Now, if you decide to go the sourcing agent route, here are the questions to ask. And it's important to ask the right questions before hiring them. So, what are your payment terms? Is there a deposit involved, and when does the sourcing agent get paid? Some agents require upfront payment, whereas others will allow you to pay when the products are ready to be shipped. How is quality control handled? Does the agent offer inspection services, or are they outsourced to a third party? Will they visit the factory to ensure that ethical production practices are followed? And how are the inspection reports delivered? Now, do they have referrals from happy customers? Make sure you ask for referrals from clients in your home country. How often are production updates given? You should have a direct way of contacting your sourcing agent through a messaging app like WeChat or WhatsApp. And are there any guarantees for late shipments or poor quality goods? Because no production run ever goes perfectly smooth, and it's important to have contingency plans in place. Where's your sourcing agent located? In general, it's better to use an agent that lives close to your factory. Different regions in China specialize in different types of goods. And then finally, you want to ask what their fees are. Every sourcing agent offers a different fee structure. Make sure you negotiate favorable terms if you decide to use their services in the long term. Now, aside from these questions, make sure that your sourcing agent is responsive and can speak your native language fluently. Now, if you experience any communication problems now, then it's only going to get worse once your products are in production. Now, here are the pros and cons of using a China sourcing agent as opposed to finding your own suppliers via Alibaba or going to the Canton Fair. So let's start with the pros. It saves you time. A China sourcing agent already has an established Rolodex of pre-vetted manufacturers for your review, and Alibaba is filled with tire kickers and middlemen, and a sourcing agent can help you quickly weed through the junk. There's great communication. A China sourcing agent speaks English and Chinese fluently. As a result, your agent can facilitate communication between you and your factory, and in some cases, you won't even have to communicate with your supplier at all. The production process will be smooth. A China sourcing agent has experience sourcing products and typically has procedures in place. And if you're new to e-commerce, your agent can teach you the right way to source products for sale. You tend to get better quality control. A good sourcing agent has in-house staff or inspection agencies at their disposal to make sure your products are made without defects, and you should never trust the factory. And then finally, there's accessibility. When things go wrong, a China sourcing agent can help fix the problem directly by just going to the factory. Sometimes email and texting just isn't good enough. Now, here are the downsides to using a China sourcing agent. The extra cost may eat into your margins. Now, they're going to charge you a percentage of your goods. This is essentially a royalty that you'll have to pay for as long as you use that factory. There's also a single point of failure. If your sourcing agent decides to quit or ghost you, you may lose your supplier altogether. Sometimes there's back-end deals. Now, because sourcing agents are paid based on order size, they may be incentivized to work with certain factories that provide special incentives or kickbacks. Now, ultimately, the million-dollar question is using a China sourcing agent worth it? Well, if you're new to e-commerce and you're having problems finding a reliable supplier to produce your goods, then hiring an agent is an excellent option. The amount of time that a quality sourcing agent can save you is well worth the money, and in addition, they live in China and can visit your factories in person should problems arise. However, you should hire a China sourcing agent only after you've made an attempt to find your own factories. Services like Alibaba and Global Sources have made it extremely easy to find reliable suppliers online. And if you have the means, attending trade shows like the Canton Fair or Global Sources are invaluable for meeting suppliers face to face. Now, for our e-commerce business, we tend to use sourcing agents when we are in a pinch. So for example, this past holiday season, our suppliers experienced production delays, which meant that our products would not arrive in time for the holiday season. So as a result, we use a sourcing agent to quickly find a new factory to produce our products. Now, the main question you must ask yourself is whether you can afford to sacrifice your time for money. Finding your own suppliers generally takes more time and effort that you could be spending on other parts of your business. Hope you enjoyed this video. Now, if you like what you saw, there's actually a lot more where that came from if you subscribe to my channel below. And if you are interested in learning how to sell physical products online, then click over here and take my free 6-day mini course where I'll walk you through everything that you need to know to get started in e-commerce. Thanks for watching.